Good morning.
Good morning.
It's 6:20. We've actually already been on the road for 20 minutes. We stayed just off the Camino, so we had to take a shortcut across and parallel, and we've just joined it. So it's still pretty dark. We both got a good night's sleep. I think we went to sleep at 9 last night. Woke up at 5 and started our last procedure for putting all our bed stuff away, quietly sorting bits and bobs out, getting dressed on the bunk, going and getting cleaned up, ablutions, folding your sleeping liner away and wash bag. Seems loads, but you just do it all automatic. Everything's lined up on your bed before you go to sleep. A Camino ritual, I guess you could call it. So we've started nice and early for this last day. We do have quite a way to come in, 27. We tried to break up these last 5 days as best as possible, and absorb the 15 kilometers coming in from Samos. So we've kind of kept them pretty even. So 27, we're hoping, because now we're on the main route, main timings, places will be open around about 7 to 7:30. Some fellow Gibraltarians of our friends of ours who are doing it from Sarria stayed at kilometre 15 last night, so they've got the 15 kilometres in, which is what we had last year. There is a bit of mist around, but hopefully that'll lift before we get there. Last year Craig, Anne and Andrew came in. I don't think they could see the towers even when they got into the square because of the fog and the mist, so hopefully we won't get that. I think we're both feeling very excited.
We are.
Bit pensive.
Yeah.
And very strange that a routine that's really taken over our lives over the last 36 days actually comes to an end today.
So hey family, we're walking back.
Yes, we are. Yeah, not. So I think like last year, when somebody asked me, would you do it again? I think I instantly said, no way. Don't understand why people do that. But we've done it again to make right last year. And I think now we've had our French Camino full experience. And we're very happy for it, very grateful for it. And I think we're better people for it, actually.
Yeah.
So we're both glad we've done it. I couldn't quite read what that sign said. Okay, so we'll start taking some pictures when it gets a bit lighter. So, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
An old song last we finish our exchange and we retire. Weeks go by like the days passed by when we first heard about how all our greatest heroes learn to.
Let's try.
Don't believe it. Woohoo!
Cuando te duele y que un niño pequeño te diga algo de dolor, cuando no lo llevan bien los dolores.
There's no life for the taking now. Madness settling and measuring time. But you're still fighting violence with grace.
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
We're actually recording this on the Saturday because yesterday quite a lot of things were happening, obviously, with our arrival in Santiago. So we'll treat it as if we've just got in and how we remembered it. So we had it turned out to be a 31 kilometre hike in. So it's a bit longer than we originally planned. We set off at 6 in the morning, as you saw, and hiked through the dark to get back up to the Camino, and then set off in earnest along there. We stopped and had some brekkie, then we stopped I think three times more for just a drink, and the last was just on the outskirts of Santiago, and we shared a bocadillo so that we took care of lunch, so we didn't have to worry about things like that when we got to Santiago. So we took it really easy. It was getting really hot. I mean, it was in the early 30s by 12:30. And then we just slowed right up and we enjoyed a very slow, gentle hike into Santiago. Came through the traditional streets, came the route, the proper route, and eventually came into the square. Which, although it's our 6th time walking into Santiago, I think it never loses that magic, does it? We felt a lot of mixed emotion. It really is an amazing feeling when you look up and see those towers and you realise that you've completed from wherever you've come from. But I think on this particular case, because we'd been on the go for 36 days, hadn't taken any rest days, carried all our own gear, so we self-managed all the way. And we'd had some issues with colds, tummy bugs and things like that. I mean, it hadn't been a walk in the park. And I think even without the illnesses, I mean, it's a tough hike. It's a long distance. It's a lot of consecutive days. So we headed into this square and we put our rucksacks down. We took a few pictures and then we just sat on the floor, just looking around, watching other people, looking at the towers and just reflecting on it. We were quite silent, weren't we? So we were there for about half an hour or so. And then we decided, okay, we need to go and get our Compostela and do the paperwork, which we did. So on with the rucksacks again, which by then kind of felt even heavier. So we then went down and registered absolutely really quick, actually, very few number of people there. And we were one of 3,228 that arrived in Santiago yesterday, of which around about 300 came from San Juan. of which we were 2 of them. So we felt really proud of ourselves, very honoured that we've been able to take the time and do that. So we then took a few more pictures of that, and then we headed up, which is quite close by. But what we didn't know is that you got to go slightly out of town, well, on the outskirts of town. But then you have to go down a big dip, and then up the other side. So Seminario Mayor has got fabulous views over the city because it's got this big drop in front of it and the rise before the city. So that kind of burnt us out, didn't it? So we showered and unpacked, got into our room, lovely room, great views. And then we went back into town, had a drink with our first tapa in town, and then we met up with some crew from last year, Sarah, who'd done the Portuguese, and then finished there with her husband, Gary, and then Philip with a friend from England. So Philip and Sarah, both from last year's Camino from France. So it's good to catch up with them. So we had a few beers, shared loads of laughs, had some tapas. So I think it was our latest night by a long way since the week.
6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks. So I think we staggered up here at about 11:30.
Yeah.
We'd had a few drinks, so again, great spirits. Had to say goodbye to Sarah and Gary because they were flying out very early this morning. So they set off, but it was really good catching up, particularly with her because obviously we spent so much time with her last year, and she really was a lovely lady. So we have 2 rest days, so we are going to make the most of them. So we'll do one video tomorrow on our first rest day because we've got a few events planned, and that'll be it. I think we'll rest from everything. Okay, so I think that's all for now. Until tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.